This is the garden party, and we want a garden party with you. We talk about the plants we grow and some things you might not know. The garden party.
What is going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, and we are once again Guardian partying. Is my Roomba going off?
I can't hear it.
It's not. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I had it scheduled to go off like 7 o'clock and like 1 o'clock. And for some reason, like the power goes on and off. Yeah, it's going off right now. It goes off at 7 p.m. sometimes. It's so weird. I don't know.
I always get stuck. Does yours get stuck all the time?
Mine gets stuck literally every day. Like literally every day. It doesn't help that my wife likes to put things on the ground.
Okay.
It's not the Roomba's fault. I don't think it's the Roomba's fault. That's why I'm not so worried about AI and everything. I was like, my Roomba can't even find itself back to the base every single day. Once my Roomba starts being able to make it home every single day after it's done doing a job, then I'll start worrying about AI. But until then, I think we're safe. But I am Texas Garden Guy. Welcome to the garden party. Phil and Dez are I think Dez is out tonight. Phil might run late. But we got Josh's garden. What's going on, Uncle Josh? How you doing, brother?
Doing great. Super excited to be here. Talk about all things gardening. Maybe some cats too. I don't know. I've been dealing with a lot of cats and Christmas trees have been the theme of late. But just getting ready for winter, stocking up on my wood for my wood stove. And I'm just sort of waiting for pruning season at this point. Like that's the next big thing for me is just to start pruning. But you really don't want to prune too early because you could, like warm days, you could get some new growth. You could get some cold damage. So if people are like, oh, now's the time to prune, it's lost its leaves, you really want to wait a little bit until later in winter to do your pruning.
Yeah. Well, and it depends on what your plan is with that plant. So like you're talking about winter, you're talking about pruning your fruit trees that are in the ground.
Dormant fruit trees in the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different than other things.
Yeah. So I will be pruning my stuff just to get it all to fit in the greenhouse. That's my thing. I almost all my stuff is in pots. And so I'm literally like, I've gotten my like bonsai tree looking, what are they? Losing my mind today. I've got stuff that's huge, it's big and bushy, and it won't fit in the greenhouse. So everything else unless I print it back. So I've got to do a bunch of that, and I've been doing a bunch of that, just kind of as I go as well. We haven't had a real cold snap yet. I mean, have y'all gotten your first freeze and everything, Josh?
Yeah. We had like a 28-degree night, and it was like a couple weeks ago. It was actually a week or two earlier than usual. So,
wow.
Like I had tons of tomatoes. They were going great, and I had to pull them all, and they died. So I was really sad about it.
So is right now a good time to plant a tree though? Where you're at, is it a good time?
Oh yeah. Anytime. I mean, you can plant a tree anytime the ground's not frozen, right? That's really my rule of thumb. And the earlier you do it in the fall, the better. If you wait till spring and like late spring, it's actually riskier because you're so close to summer.
Yeah. I like to do a lot of repotting in the fall on like bigger trees, like your cactus and succulents. Not as much. You do that mostly. You want to do that when they're actively growing, but I've got a desert willow. I've got a couple of things that are bigger. They need to go into bigger pots. I've actually got like 2 weeks off at the end of December that I'll be doing like a lot of transplanting. I'm going to go stock up on soil, be making a bunch of mixes with my cement mixer, and just be, replanting a lot of things. So I don't know when we're going to get our first freeze. Honestly, I don't know what our average for it's so weird here. I don't know when I think it's only gotten down to 36. It's gotten to 36.
Okay. Still pretty
but
cool.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, I've had plumerias out that were fine, like that are still doing okay, So it's weird. I got a lot of tropical stuff, so you gotta be a little more sensitive to not just freezes, but cold weather, just in general sometimes.
For your tropicals, does it slow the growth or does it actually cause damage?
It can cause some damage. So like I've had plumerias out to like 35 degrees and they've been fine, not taking really much damage. It really depends on how long it's going to stay cold. So
Mm,
like at first thing in the morning, it's usually the coldest time. It's going to drop down to like 35, but then the sun comes up and it's going to be 45, 50 throughout the day. So like it really depends on how long it's going to stay cold is your real issue. Stuff like your desert roses, certain cacti. I know like stuff things like coffee plants don't like the cold weather. Like they don't like it below like 50 degrees from what I'm told. uh,
wow.
but one plant that has surprised me above all things of how cold tolerant it is my vanilla bean orchid.
Really?
I forgot about it. So it's literally growing on the north side of my house where it doesn't get any sun. It's growing on the wall, the bricks. It's growing on the wall. And I forgot about it because it's just in that spot where I don't think about it. And it got down to 35 and the vanilla bean orchid did not care at all. Like
Wow.
it's still doing good. It's doing really well.
It's like something you'd see in Florida. I've never seen that one in any place north of there. It's got to be pretty
Yeah.
sort of tropical.
Yeah, really tropical. And I think I got it from Fast Growing Trees like last fall. They sent it to me. And I've kind of just put it in an area of my garden that doesn't get a whole lot of sun because I know they don't like full sun or like any sun hardly. I got a bromeliad area where I put my bromeliads. I put the Japanese maples, and that vanilla bean orchid, and it started climbing up the side of my house, which is pretty crazy. But
Wow.
that's been the most resilient things. But I mean, you definitely don't want to push the limits of what is. If you think it could possibly take damage, don't chance it.
Absolutely. Because a lot of times, like you said last time, the weather apps will say one thing, but we've got my neighbor has a weather station, and so I can actually real time see like down to like the exact degrees that it is outside and the exact amount of rainfall. And it'll call for 38 and then it'll hit 34. And I'm like, where did that 4 degrees come from? That's way lower than I thought. So my rule of thumb is for my citrus, anytime it's going to be below 40, I'm bringing it in just in case because I don't want to get any cold damage.
And I haven't. I haven't brought any of my citrus in yet. It's gotten down to 35 and it's been fine. I'm still getting calamundins. I picked some Persian limes recently. It's funny because right now is like a good time to be picking citrus. Like that now is when you're going to get quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, but I have not put the plastic on my greenhouse yet. I've got my little greenhouse. Though having the little greenhouse has been great because I can load that thing up with stuff that I know is a little more sensitive, a little bit younger, a little more sensitive, and I can leave that big greenhouse kind of open until I know we're going to get our first freeze. Like
Yeah.
that's when I'll go ahead and plastic that thing up, and it's a chore. It's a chore doing it. It's not fun.
Wow. It's really interesting, and I learned this recently. When you look at green citrus, it actually needs the cold to turn orange or yellow.
Really?
So in other words, like, and I've seen this at play where the exposed part of the fruit will be green, but then under the leaf, I pull it up and that's already started to change color. So the part that's shaded, which is cooler, will turn colors first. So yeah, citrus need like below 55 degrees in order for that chlorophyll to change into carotenoids, which give it the orange or yellow or whatever the color of the citrus is, its final citrus color.
That's so interesting. That is
And
really
I was
interesting.
going to do a post on it because it was so notable on my leaves. I was like, why is it green here? But then under the leaf, it's already turning yellow. What is wrong with my citrus? So
That is weird. That is
yeah.
weird. Yeah, it's very. How do you like right now? I was talking. My dad was talking to me. I was talking to him on the phone earlier, and he was asking me how the content and everything's going. I was like, well, right now is not the best time for gardening content because like everybody's kind of just either wore out or it's holiday season and they do not have gardening on the brain. And so I just been posting, whatever I have going on. Did you see that video I posted of the lizard eating the other lizard in my greenhouse? That was
You
so
sent
crazy.
you sent it to me, and I said, "Don't put that online because people
I
are going to
did.
get really
I
upset."
did.
Did they get upset?
No. I mean, well, So it's always interesting when you post an invasive species. You know, it's so that it is an invasive species. So people were less upset because it was an invasive species eating another invasive species. So that's what kind of I think saved me on that one. If it had been a Cuban anole eating a green anole, people would have got really upset. But
Yeah.
because it was cannibalism of its own kind, I think I got a little bit of leeway on that one. But it's wild, dude. It's wild how brutal nature is, dude. Someone said nature is metal. That channel, dude, is awesome. I some of the posts I can't handle. Um, yeah,
Oh,
is some,
I gotta look that up.
oh, you never looked up nature? Okay, it's
No.
a fantastic Instagram channel.
All right.
It's just the brutality of nature.
Ooh, I'm bookmarking that. I don't know if I
Yeah,
can watch it while we're on here. I might.
I
Give it
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I
no,
wouldn't. Yeah,
easy.
yeah, dude. I mean, it's cool because like it shows, what's really going on. I think people are very disconnected from how things work in nature. Like how where our food comes from. The hamburger you're eating. Um, it's everybody's very disconnected from what like what 100,000 years ago. That was us.
Yeah.
And,
And everybody was doing it, and everybody knew how to do it, and nobody anymore
yes.
even knew. That's why I watched Alaska's Last Frontier. That was the show I watched years ago. Have you ever
I
watched that?
love that. That was my favorite one. That was my favorite one, dude.
And they were always killing and gutting something, and it was just like my wife doesn't like watching it, and I understand. I'm saying I get into it, but it's like it does show you like a lifestyle that's outside of our normal day to day.
Yes.
Eat
Well,
hamburgers.
and I see an area of our generation that wants to kind of get more back to that
Yeah.
basic. I just don't think it's as attainable anymore. Like my dad gave me a book. He gave me a book. It was like, God, I forget what it was called, but it was like the power of wealth or whatever. Like, it was one of those books. It was weird, a weird book. I'll see if I can find it. But like, he was like, I was listening to a radio show and this guy was talking about how he read this book and by the time he was 21, he owned like 14 rental homes. And he was explaining it to me and I was like, okay, well, I went to, YouTube and I was like, get like a 90-second version of the book. And it was weird. It's just not as much as attainable. It's not as attainable nowadays to like go and get 10 acres and get an orchard. And I think that our past, like my dad's generation, doesn't understand how hard it is now just to get a piece of property and do things like that. Have you had that discussion before with somebody who's like maybe like a generation older and they're like, oh yeah, you should just buy property. Like, well, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we bought property 10 years ago, and the property value that I'm on now has 6 times the value, maybe 8 times the value in that amount of time. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so thinking about doing what we did 10 years ago now is absurd to think about. I mean, we'd have to be that much further out of town to be able to afford it. And even then, it's just so expensive. So yeah, a lot of people, they just can't do it. And it's unrealistic. It's sad, you know.
especially because like how many acres do y'all have?
We have 7, so which is awesome.
Right. And that's an amount of property you can manage without like heavy equipment.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I mean, I rent heavy machineries from time to time. Like I'll rent a Bobcat and clear out an area. In fact, my buddy just rented a forestry mulcher. Have you ever seen this?
Yes, they're awesome.
Where
The
they're
grind from the yeah.
grinding, and I was like, "Oh, I want to clear an acre and a half," and I just couldn't make it work. But that's the way to do it. If you're going to be planting trees, get a forestry mulcher because it just mulches everything up, and then give it 6 months or 9 months to like, you know, die down, and that's when you would plant. That's in fact, I know a guy that planted an orchard that way, and his soil was so good. He
Oh,
did
I
it
bet.
6, 8 months before he started planting, so it had time to settle, and it was rich soil.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, all I mean, that's how they do it around here with these subdivisions. Is if they haul most of it off and burn it, or they burn it in giant piles. But if you could put all that carbonaceous material back into the soil, I mean, man, if you could do that and then disc it in, like just blend it into soil, oh my god, that'd be amazing. I'm
That's the problem with neighborhoods today, because what they do is they'll not only clear the trees and just pull all the trees out, they scrape all the topsoil off. So even like the decent soil, they scrape it, and all you're left is that subsoil, and then they just put a little bit, like an inch or two of topsoil, enough to plant grass. So you dig down, 6 inches, and you're like in terrible soil. So
yeah.
it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I was weed eating today. I think it's probably the last time I need to mow and weed eat, but for this year. And I was looking, and I noticed my pomegranate tree, which is in a raised bed container. Um, the grass it's been so dry here; it hasn't really rained much, and so like you can see some of the roots coming from the container where the pomegranate's growing, and the roots are growing from one container into another container. Yeah, they're going like this down, and you can see them going into the other raised bed to get, and it's like, wow. I was like, I bet these roots are growing like crazy. This is
Oh my
insane.
goodness, that's wild. I
Yeah.
mean, they'll seek out moisture. The most craziest thing I've seen recently was I have about 100 potted plants that I sat below this pine tree and my fruit trees. And they're mostly 1-gallon pots, and I, raked up the soil and put it down. Well, the roots from the bigger trees started growing up into the pots upward. So I was pulling them. I was like, man, these things put on a lot of roots for these small trees, and it turned out to be roots from underneath. Phil,
I
Speaking
made it.
speaking of a root man,
Oh, let's talk
we
about
were,
it.
we were just
God,
rooting for you to be
I
here.
had, listen, when your teammate needs you, and she's like, listen. And I was like, I'm already there. We're in it. Let's do this. I've never had 3-on-3, 3-for-3 meltdowns at the same time. Usually kids are great. They'll you take this one, I'll sit backstage until your set is over, and then I'll jump in and do my set of meltdown. And we're like, not today. Now it's just everybody all at once. It's like, whose line is it anyway? But everybody was mad that they were interrupting each other.
that's so funny.
But guys,
How are you doing, Phil? What's going on, dude?
we're in this, and so hey everyone, it's your favorite plant parent, regular parent, Juggling too. I'm stoked to be here. It, so I can just throw out with my squad on gardening, because we're hitting this really interesting time of year that I call, and I never had this in the Northeast, but I call it yo-yo weather, where temperatures are tolerable and then they're intolerable. And the only reason I say that is because up north and Northeast, well, there you go.
What
What
happened,
should,
Phil?
what should I do? This is like my day, right? Anyway, let's
There we
do
go.
this. So in the north, you're like, at least it's cold. It's intolerable the whole time. There's no deception temperatures. And today it was 75 out. I'm like, are we gonna have a freeze in 2 days? I don't know. And but now I'm prepping. So I gotta put the high tunnel up on Thanksgiving Day tomorrow, or else,
all while cooking the turkey and prepping.
Right now, and right now I'm vacillating, because I was like, should I fry the turkey again, and it's completely thawed. So don't no one jump in if I'm going to fry this frozen turkey, unless we want to have a lot of fun tomorrow. But
Just
I
record
think,
it if you do, so we can watch the flames.
100%.
I burned my orchard down.
This is my retirement video. Let's go. And I think no, I saw Earth Nails and Tails. Phil Longo posted an awesome turkey recipe of removing the spine and then cracking the rib cage, and I think that's a theme, and I might want to go
Spatchcock,
for
right?
it.
Yeah,
Is it?
I've done that. I've done that on a chicken, and it was so much better that way.
It
Okay.
cooks more. It cooks more evenly as well.
It cooks more evenly. I'm going to shove a bunch of butter everywhere, because no, how are we going to cook a turkey and have it? You're going to be healthy on Thanksgiving. Come on now, I'm a healthy guy, and so I think I'm going to do it that way. 450 for 2 hours in the oven, but I can't even think about the turkey when I have this 28 degrees coming up in 2 days.
And the real question is, how much was a turkey?
Costco, 99 cents a pound.
Is that good or bad?
That's
I
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I
Really
bought a
good.
16-pound turkey for like, it was the smallest bird I could find for like 15.90
That
88.
that doesn't sound right. I can't imagine the turkey would be that low.
So I don't know. I struck it. I struck it right. The other thing I do too is you can get a top cut sirloin instead of buying the individually cut New York strips. You can buy the whole chunk and cut it yourself, and you're saving like $5 a pound.
Oh yeah, dude. I do that all the time with not with beef usually. I buy the instead of buying pork chops, I do like the whole pork loin.
Yeah,
And I would rather have a pork like a not just a tenderloin, the whole pork loin. You save so much money by cutting them like yourself. It's
my mom
awesome.
cooks a phenomenal tenderloin with soy sauce and rosemary. That is just like the whole
That's
loin.
that's sacrilegious for an Italian woman. That's sacrilegious.
No, my mom. You know, I'm half Italian. The other side is all German. I grew up eating pork and sauerkraut on the reg.
Uh,
You're an international man. Have you guys ever seen the Meat Dad? Did you follow him at all?
I'm about to.
You need to follow the Meat Dad. He's got a lot of tips on how to get good cuts of meat and cook them up right.
yeah.
Some beef tips.
Good
I
one.
dude, I'm still doing like Phil's recipe like once a week now. Like
Good.
that pesto pasta with the Italian
Mm.
sausage. I'm still doing that like once a week.
You know what's great too? You take about, if you want to go for it, I don't know if you could, but you take about 5 or 6 mushrooms for that recipe and you mince them up and you cook them with a little dab of butter beforehand, and it throws a little umami in the whole mix. You don't even, my kids don't even know it's there. They're like, it's extra special today.
I'm not much of a mushroom guy. That's
Not a fun,
it's too fancy for me.
you're a fun guy, not a fun guy.
Oh my God.
Listen, but what are you guys? Because Josh, I look at you. I'm like, oh, he's gonna be like 3 to 5 degrees colder than me. So, are you having a freeze come up, Josh?
I'm trying to switch my mic. I think I was on the wrong one. Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. No, we've had a freeze. You haven't had your first freeze?
We had our freeze, but I don't know if mine wasn't like a real freeze. It was like 30 for like 2 hours. So
Ours
I
was
was talking.
28.
I was talking.
Everything just died.
Yeah, I was talking to Anthony. He's like, "Yeah, we had a freeze. I got on a 30.7 because SandLogic weather station. Thank you, because now I get to record my own data." Um, me and Anthony, Millennial Gardener, will like text you like, what was your temperature? What was your low? At what time? You know. And so we're doing an aggregate, but because he's like 20 minutes inland of me, and I'm like convinced I have a microclimate because I'm right near the coast. And he, but I think we had like a weenie freeze. Like he's like anything would have survived that freeze, and I was like it froze. Like I don't know. So I want this one's like okay, this is winter now. This is 28. So
Do you use the All Weather Network? Have you looked at that? That's a network of independent people's home weather stations. So you can register your weather station on it, and my neighbor has it, and so we can go in and like look at his temperature at any time.
I like
And
that because I do mine. Mine
Radio.
the same logic contributes to Weather Underground, so you can give your
Yeah.
information to Weather Underground.
so like here's our surrounding temperatures of all my neighbors' weather stations.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's
god,
cool.
that's
And-
awesome!
And it even measures like rainfall, which is really cool.
Yep.
So I can see like rainfall events, and you can graph it so I can see rainfall like over time. It is the best app. So yeah, I would check it out. All Weather Network.
Oh,
for-
Weather
for-
Network.
For Black Friday, I mean, like I'm not a big like Black Friday guy. Like I'm not pushing I kind of don't like when people push like a bunch of products like for Black Friday. Kind of most people are broke right now.
Right.
So I'm not big on that. But like if Black Friday is coming up, like would y'all have weather stations? What brand do y'all have?
I have my YouTube video on the SandLogic one. Check that one out.
SandLogic.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
SandLogic. I gotta
If you
check it out.
go to my YouTube channel, I posted it. wasn't getting the same exposure, but it deserves a look for sure. Because I basically went from unboxing to installation to recording of those data.
Nice.
That's cool.
Let's see.
SandLogic SA9, is that it?
Yeah. I do have a discount code, but I am enjoying it. So like, it's not just me being like, get this. It's like me I was holding out for the longest time to see if I jived with anybody.
Oh, nice.
And then I have another Baldatherm one I'm setting up, which has like 6 units that I can put throughout my yard, and they're all solar powered. And it gives me a data breakdown. So I'm going to put like inside the high tunnel, outside the high tunnel. Yeah, that's the one I have. And it comes, so it has the app and it does the display in the kitchen. So I wake up in the morning, I'm drinking my coffee, and I can look at the display without having to like necessarily go on my phone and check at those data.
Nice.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't have the best luck with these kind of things because like they don't last very long with my weather. Like it's funny that the weather machine doesn't hold up well in my weather. Like I've had a couple of kind of not this nice, obviously, but I've had a couple like this, and they just never hold up. They dry rot under the UV, things like that. I mean, plastic stuff never lasts forever.
Yeah, I think I'm curious on that too. The key with this one is to orient it cardinally, right? So you want it to orient south. So when it's giving you wind directions, you know where it's blowing from and going to and things like that. So that was a fun little trick to orient it. And technically, I'm probably off by like 10 or 20 degrees due south, but I'd let it slide. And I also try to put it as open as exposed as possible. Like I want it to be in like the coldest spot, if you will, because then I know that everything else is probably at that or better as far as weather exposure. But I mean, if you look at the spaghetti models, my part of the country gets hit by a lot of hurricanes, so we're just gonna roll with it.
Right. Yeah. No, I what I really need is I ordered a new thermometer for my greenhouse, but I thought it was like remote controlled like through the app, but it's just Bluetooth. So if I'm in a house, I can connect their Bluetooth to it, but I can't.
That's it.
And it tracks. I mean, for like
Yeah.
a month, it'll track it'll track your temps and everything.
That's
So
cool.
like
That's tough. You can't do it. You can't do it remotely. It's just only when you're within the house, right?
That's like
Yeah.
my meter probe. That's the problem I have with that one, is I have to have the phone near it when I'm cooking.
Yeah.
Do you
So,
use
like,
that? Do you use those as Bluetooth meat thermometers?
No, but I think I need to, because if my turkey needs to get to 160 tomorrow at some point.
You need one. That's what needs to be your Christmas gift, is the meter probe. It is the best.
This is a meat. I bet that meat dad uses it.
I mean, a lot of people use it. You can get multiples. They have like an extended range one, a Wi-Fi one. They're pretty cool.
Well, also catch me up to speed. What were you guys covering before I got on here? What else were you guys diving into?
Oh, we're talking about planting trees and like when the best time to do it. Because it's getting cold. So I mean, are you doing any? You're getting ready for propagation soon, right? Propagations.
I am, but I'm ready for my plant sale mid-December. Everyone's launching their fig cuttings now, and I feel like I'm watching everyone sell out, which I'm honored because the fig community is growing, and I'm like, everybody. Yeah, oh, Destin's gonna be back. Everybody needs to have a fig tree. Like I'm so convinced. Like everyone have at least one fig tree in their yard, wherever it is. If you got to move, you got to move it because you
Is it
can.
like Black Friday where it just keeps getting earlier and earlier? So every year, like somebody's like, I'm going to sell my cuttings a week earlier so I can get in on it. Or is it just naturally have gotten earlier over time for no competitive reason?
I think it actually cascades in a very weather dependent way. So like I see the Northeastern guys, I see the Chicago guys dropping their sales, and I'm seeing fig bid blow up, but it's all oriented north. Like I'm not ready to, because I still have a good amount of sap flow, and I just this. If you prune your fig tree in the fall, this is what I'm convinced, and there's still sap flow, I think it's better for the tree itself because it has enough energy to heal. to scar over where you did the cuts. If you're doing it in the dead of winter and that sap flow is retracted into the roots balls or the main trunks, I think it actually has a harder time recovering from injury. This is a recent theory I've had in the past year. So you might be more prone to dieback, but your fig cuttings that you do harvest like keep longer.
Hmm.
So there's the catch.
You should do like a side by side, like do one tree now and then do another one dead of winter and like measure your rate of propagation or something.
Rate of dieback, and I'm
And
trying to,
dieback.
and because I need a control and I need two the same variety. I think I got this. That's a great idea.
That would be a really cool video. Takes a lot of patience. I don't have the patience to do videos over months. I always like, okay, let's do it. Shoot it today, edit it today, post it today, done. Next video.
I'm bad
Right.
I'm bad at follow-ups too. I'm so bad about follow-ups.
The one follow that worked for me was because it was for me, and I was excited to see the results. And it was my air layering and my fig trees. So I did it like, here's how to do it, and then I went over like results, and they were the coolest results I've seen in a very long time. Not to mention it was a Coldedon Blanc fig that was like, I could like, great, I have 4 more of this tree now. That's incredible.
What's the
Hey,
most expensive cutting that you've seen online? Like, what's the highest price that somebody's bought one for? I'm just curious.
Oh, like a single cutting. I've seen them up towards like $100 plus, but
Wow.
easily I've seen more. Like, cause you get like it's like Beanie Babies. Sometimes you get like the Golden Riverside thing, and I'm like, at one point, there's like Maltese Falcon. If anyone's a fig grower and you heard of Maltese Falcon from a decade ago, that was one of them too, or more than a decade ago, and no one even, I don't even know if anyone grows it. But there's Figbid. It is a good resource. I think that there's some really good sellers out there. The fig communities, like, you don't need to like have the guy have 1,000 reviews. That's fine if they do. You just want to know what you're getting. In people with 100, like, I think it's vetted well. But
This one here, Phil. Two
Oh my
semi
goodness.
Sicilian 33.
what's it at?
157.
How many bids are on it?
17.
Oh, that's a bidding war. Can we look at the bid history, or is it not allowed? I can't.
I mean, is
I
this
don't-
really like eBay for cuttings? I've
Yeah.
never
Yes.
been on this. Oh my
Yes.
You've never been. Oh shoot,
No.
Josh!
It's a rabbit hole, dude. It is a rabbit hole.
I thought you were gonna
Oh.
say a racket, but no.
It's
rabbit.
been
Oh,
around.
no.
Okay, so Fig Bid has been around since 2018. I sold a Figo Preto rooted cutting on there for like $120 once back in 2018. Mind all of you, I did not start Phil's Figs till 2022, and I really jumped into it in 2023 in actuality. So I really the winter of 2023. But this has been a fun little like peruse to see what's out there, and it has grown tremendously from sellers. You can find just about everything you're looking for here, but there's so many sellers that you don't know who they are, but I've certainly bought them from here. And it's such a fun journey. Now, I think that's like anybody. If you're on Facebook Marketplace, you got to do your own due diligence, right? But they do a good amount of research on there. But yeah, Figbid's fun. Check it out. They also sell everything else too. Like, you can get pomegranates, you can get all kinds of
Really?
stuff.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
I need to start selling cuttings on there. I mean, that's what I
Yeah.
need to do.
you gotta be careful with licensing. It's like that, like shipping across state lines, and like,
Ooh.
that's one thing you gotta be careful, right, Phil?
Correct, because remember, black fig fly is in California. And that, according to Brian, when I listen to him, sounds horrible. And I actually, there's a guy in Italy that I work with who also, or not I work with, but I communicate figs with. And he was telling me, like, it's bad in Europe too. Like, it's a real thing. So be mindful of that. Phytosanitary certificates are good. So are like, if they have a nursery license too. Like, I have my nursery license. They check every year. They come and they look in my backyard. They scope it out. They look at the soil I'm using. They're like, okay, these are things I want you to use for fire ants, et cetera, et cetera. So you can find that out through your ag extension too, if you want to
Yeah.
sell cuttings. And it's easy to get. It's worth it if you are gardening. It's just nice to have. Northeastern people generally, I don't see it. They have such a cold, hard winter; it kills a lot of stuff. Except for the lanternfly, you don't want that.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's bad.
Phil.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you this, dude. Because you were the first person that told me about parafilm, using it for my cuttings.
Oh yeah.
And so I was looking. So while you were here, you saw I only had the 1/2 inch parafilm. So I was looking for the 1 inch, and I
The one
couldn't
is
get
just
it.
so much better.
Yeah, and especially because I'm grafting desert roses now.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for other options, and I found this stuff, Magic Phoenix. Have you seen this brand before? It's like more for like labs, but it comes like in a roll, but it's like in a box.
Yeah.
Huh.
Have you seen this brand before?
No, pull it out. Let's do it.
Is it like
Yeah,
medical grade?
yeah. I mean, and regular parafilm is going to be laboratory grade anyway. So the only thing I don't like is it comes like with a film back on it. It's like a film, which kind of keeps it clean, but it doesn't rip and tear like a regular parafilm will.
Does it stretch really well?
Stretches super, super. I'm gonna show you if I can get it off the backing. But it comes like a 90-foot roll, like $10, and it's 1 inch wide. But like, there's the film, dude. Like,
Whoa. That's all you
Wow.
need for one cutting top there.
dude, and that was a 1 inch. That was this big of a piece for one cutting, basically. And so for my grafting, I was doing like 1.5 inches, but it comes like in a 90-foot roll. I'm about to order some more, just because I've been doing.
Seen it pre-perforated so that it's like a set distance. It's like called budding tape, where you like rip off a 3-inch piece.
Yes,
I like
yeah.
that.
That's pretty cool. I got that. I got one of those, and I didn't realize I had gotten it. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want this or not, but it is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the parafilm just in general has helped quite a bit. I haven't seen the pre-perforated budding, the grafting tape. I haven't seen that.
Oh, I had another thing about FigBid too. If anybody is getting the cuttings, you have a small community or anything, you can also have your URL or hyperlink to your sellable cuttings. So like it is a selling space where you can just say like, here are my cuttings, blop. So you don't have to like get a website.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, or just like get like there's so many Facebook pages now. Like if you're in Houston, the Houston Fig Exchange, it's such a big community. Like y'all can swap stuff, and you can sell stuff on there too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Can I just say how excited I am for the trivia tonight? Because I just knowing that both of you are on it, it's geared towards both of you. So I just want you to know it's going to be really hard tonight. We're just teasing that.
She said,
And
I'm ready. I was puzzling earlier. I did the the New York Times Connections game that you can play. Have you played Connections? It is tricky, but it's an ongoing game for life between me and my wife and a few family friends, and we're just like, I got it, and you send it out. But I'm ready. I'm ready for some trivia, Josh.
let's do it, Josh.
You ready to do it now?
I mean,
Yeah.
if y'all are ready, I'm always ready. I love trivia. I love
Absolutely.
because I learn by coming up with the questions. So,
Yes, I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
all right. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate. So, one question will be about figs, and one question will be about desert roses.
Oh.
And we're going to go back and forth.
Interesting.
Whenever you say Desert Rose, I think of Kissed by a Rose by Seal. Like it just comes into my head.
You've already answered the first question. Let me scratch that one off.
I love it.
All right, if you're ready, let's dive in. We'll start with
I'm in.
figs. Let's start
Let's
with
do it.
figs. So
Let's do
most
it.
people think that a fig is a simple fruit, but it is not. It's actually a hollow structure filled with many tiny flowers on the inside. And this unusual design is part of what makes figs so unique among fruiting plants. What is the structure called?
I'll wait. I will wait.
It has a specific botanical name.
Say it one more time.
So The unusual design, which makes a fig, which is a hollow structure filled with tiny flowers on the inside, has a name. What is the structure called? And it's not compound, and it's not multiple fruits. It's a specific botanical name. I told you these were going to be tough.
I know the word. I'm whenever Phil says that, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
I know you are. You just wait. You just let me know.
It's a cool word. I didn't know the word until I did this research, and I was like, "That's a weird word for this."
I hope I get it right. Now I'm like, oh my gosh. Is it
Well,
it contains the word. Think of like a pine cone. So the word cone is in the word.
yeah. So a fig is not a
I got
fruit.
it.
It's a flower. So it's gonna be something to do with that. What is
Phil,
it? What is it, Phil?
Tell us, Phil.
It is the synconium.
Synconium.
Synconium, a fleshy
Synconium.
hollow receptacle that develops into multiple fruit.
Adventures with Me and T had it.
Oh, he got it.
Is that spelled right?
That's
I don't
right.
know.
The synconium.
The
Sounds like a
synconium.
fancy hotel that you go to outside.
Yeah, or
of
like a
Vegas.
Roman architectural place. Like, come
Yeah.
to the synconium.
Okay, I told you these were going to be tough. That's why I was so excited.
I'm glad I could do it. I could answer an advanced question. That's good.
All right, let's talk desert roses here. One of the cool things about the desert rose is got that thick, swollen base that actually stores water like a built-in tank. And this really helps plants survive long dry periods. But what is the swollen base called?
I know this one.
Look at that, dude. I don't actually know what that swollen base is, but it reminds me of a song.
I used to always say it wrong. I used to say it wrong. Tony's on the right path. Like it's
Ooh, Tony was close. He had several letters correct, but not the full word.
yeah.
In fact, there's a lot of different types of plants that have that
Right.
in them, which is interesting. Like it's bulb plants might have this
Yes.
swollen base to store water.
So some more famous like plants you might have seen with this form of trunk, like the baobab tree, things like
Yes.
that.
Oh, the baobab.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, nobody's gonna get it.
It's
That's
Codex, CAU, so a Codex doesn't refer to a specific species. It just talks about the plant having a swollen trunk that absorbs water. It's like a sponge.
Yep.
And so, lots of species of plants have caudiciform versions. So there's plants in the fig family that are caudiciforms.
Caudiciform. That sounds like
Caudiciforms.
Oriental.
Home.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that the Oriental writing? Caudiciform. That's what it sounds like.
That's calligraphy.
Oh man, this is so fun. What I like is
Ooh.
that each of you know your area of expertise. I think that's what I'm learning here. So
that's the clip right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom.
All right, figs. Let's go back to figs. Now, fig leaves have a really unique growth habit where there's new leaves unfurl from a specific type of bud that also determines whether a branch will elongate or stay compact. These buds carry both vegetative and sometimes reproductive potential, depending on the species. What is the botanical term for these growth points, these types of buds?
I know this one, I think.
I think so too. I know what I'm going to call it.
Yeah. Sorry, Gigi. Someone called Gigi Farms Tony. It's Tanya.
Tony, not Tanya.
Hey,
Oh, it's
Tony.
not. No, it's not. Tanya. It's Tanya. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not Tony. It's
Let's get it
Tanya.
correct.
Hey, Tone.
So yeah, these buds form at this point where it leaves out. Anyone? Going once, going twice. All right, who's got it?
Is it node?
It's a node. Or
It
nodule.
a nodule is technically correct, but it is botanically called an axillary bud.
An axillary bud.
An axillary bud, which is kept dormant by a hormone called auxin,
Auxin. It's a very important one.
which is produced by the apical bud. So
Apical.
Is the apical bud also an auxiliary bud?
the apical bud is usually at the tip or the terminal bud, which has the most amount.
Correct.
So that's why at the end of a shoot, it will go forward, but at the sides of the shoot, at the axillary, it will go out.
Unless you prune it.
I love this. This is good stuff.
All right. Desert roses. Okay. When growing in cultivation, desert roses often develop unusual branching patterns. If the apical tip is intentionally removed, this triggers a hormonal response that encourages multiple lateral shoots, like we just talked about, resulting in a fuller canopy and more potential flowering points. What's the horticultural practice of removing the apical tip called when you take that tip off to form more lateral shoots? You might do it when you're pruning a fruit tree.
I was going to ask, is this cross plant for?
It is a type of pruning.
Yeah.
Oh, like the method,
yes. So it's not a thinning cut. Thinning cut would be removing the entire branch. It's a different type of pruning cut that's only taking off the end of the branch or the tip of the branch. And a lot of people call this
terminal pruning.
Close.
A heading cut.
Close.
All
right. You ready for the answer?
Yeah.
Topping.
Topping.
Topping the tree, or apical pruning, which means removing the tips.
That's interesting.
Topping.
Yeah, because I do a lot of that with my desert roses, because the more you prune them, the same thing with plumerias.
Plumeria, yeah.
So you're just out there doing some apical pruning, you know?
You do it with a lot of fruit trees. Like I would say, I definitely on my fig trees, especially as first year cuttings, I let them grow as much as they can. Go straight up. I have a Morda Caneva that's 7 feet tall from a cutting, and I just lop it where I want it to branch outwards. Get rid of that apical bud.
You guys are getting this. All right, this one is a softball that's so easy. Anybody can hit this one, but many fig varieties produce a crop at different times of the season, and the early season crop forms on the previous year's wood rather than the current year's growth. And this is often makes them more vulnerable to winter injury, but sometimes it's a more highly prized crop. What is this early season crop called for figs? Come on. Every video
guys. Let's see the answer.
You say this word in every video you do, Phil, in the spring.
I do.
Some people pronounce the word differently, though, so I'm curious to see how you pronounce it.
It can be spelled differently depending on the language.
Close to Brenda, but it is not Brenda.
That was probably autocorrect. That was autocorrect.
I think Christine's got it.
Yeah.
But how do you pronounce it, Phil? How do you technically pronounce it?
Breba.
Breba.
Breba, and sometimes they have Breva, like with a V. Breva.
Like Brava.
Not quite. Maybe. Depending, but like Breba, which is it's the fruit that forms on last year's growth. And when I say last year's growth, the new growth from last year, and it can grow out from those nodes that we talked about, those buds. And it happens in the spring in certain varieties, like your Desert King which is a San Pedro type, is highly sought after for the Breba crop because they ripen earlier in the year, so people with short climates can get figs.
Oh,
With
that
growing
makes
climates,
sense. Hmm. I've always heard Desert King has a good Breba crop.
It's a great one.
Because
There's a few-
it's an indeterminate, right?
No, it's a Desert King's good because, well, first of all, it's a San Pedro, and San Pedro's the Breba crop is self-ripening, but the main crop generally requires the fig wasp for caprification.
That makes sense.
And so, but that's San Pedro's, and you have Calamerna types or Smyrna types, right, which need caprification regardless of the crop. And then you have the common fig that has self-ripening. And a lot of times figs that do a Breba crop and a main crop, in the Italian word I say is bifere. They have two. Bifere versus unifere, which is one with the main crop.
I'll take a side of Buffet. Nice Alfredo sauce.
There you go.
All right, this one's really tough on Desert Rose. I'm not sure anybody's going to get it, but it is interesting. And I didn't know this, but the Desert Rose contains a milky sap, and it can be poisonous if it gets into the bloodstream. In the past, some groups even used it on hunting arrows. What type of compound would make this sap so toxic?
What?
What is the toxic element that makes Desert Rose sap useful as a poison?
Interesting.
I'm going to guess because I know poisons that exist naturally in the environment.
Yeah.
But like I've heard in like even in rice, but
It's and desert roses like plumerias, like oleanders, like milkweed are all in the dogbane family. So they're all toxic. They're all toxic to people. I always thought it was latex, but I guess that's not necessarily. I mean, but oleander isn't it?
is it
cyanide?
arsenic?
It is not arsenic.
Oh.
I'll give you all a hint. Oh, come on. Somebody searched it there and found it. I was going to say it has to do with hearts.
Oh, so it stops your heart.
Yes, it is a medication that acts on the heart muscle by inhibiting a sodium potassium ATPase pump. So basically, it can slow and stop your heart, which is pretty crazy.
No thanks.
Yeah, there was a movie they used like oleander to poison people, right? Like they made like a tea out of oleanders. Yeah, people used to kill people like that. Like I think fairly frequently, like common. But yeah,
Lily of the Valley is one of them. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very toxic. I try to wear gloves when I know I'm going to be doing any pruning, especially back when I used to wear contacts. I was telling Josh before we did the podcast, I can't wear contacts anymore. So back when I used to wear contacts, I made sure I wore gloves because if I got some of that sap in my eyes or anything like that, it's bad. I got those fire stick cactuses. I've got that stuff in my eyes before, and I was literally like thought I was going to die. Yeah, the White Oleander movie. That was a movie.
Oh, I'm going to check that out. All right, back to figs. All right, if you look closely at a fig, one might say you look into its eye. You'll notice a tiny opening at the end, opposite of the stem. This little hole is how fig pollinating insects enter in wild species. It also lets the fruit breathe. I'm not sure about that, ChatGPT. Okay.
Let it breathe.
I'm not sure you would have let it breathe. That's gonna
let it respirate.
Rot
Let
out.
it breathe. Let it breathe.
Nice lighting. Okay, but what's this opening called? What's the eye of the tiger? I mean the fig called?
Or the tiger.
I know this word.
It's a fun one to say.
It is one of my besides peduncle, it's my favorite.
I've never got so excited about plant terminology as I have lately. So I'm glad you all shared that with me.
The Baltimore. It sounds like the Baltimore Oriole.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. So how do
But
you
it's
pronounce
the ostial.
the
There it is.
Baltimore
The
Osteals?
Baltimore Ostials.
Annapolis Osteals. That's the town next to it.
Phil, can your next shirt say something about osteals and peduncles?
As long as like it's safe, it's PG rated. But yes.
Okay. This
No,
this
yeah, know your fruit. Know the ends
this
of your
chat
fruit.
this chat's getting out of hand. Okay. Okay. Man,
Good.
these are fun. This is good.
This is good, dude.
This is fun. I didn't know this about these, but I'm learning a lot. And one thing I've learned is that unlike many succulents, the desert rose exhibits a growth pattern influenced heavily by seasonal dormancy. During cooler and drier months, the plant dramatically slows metabolism and may even shed most of its foliage to conserve its resources. What is this seasonal resting phase known as? It's simpler than you think.
Yeah, I think I know it. I don't want to say it too quick though. I think I know it. Start with a D.
It does.
We're good.
Anybody? Seasonal resting phase for desert roses, where they slow down their growth.
It's dormancy.
You got it. And specifically dry season dormancy, which is where they grow. It has somewhat to do with coolness, but also with dryness that causes it to go dormant.
Yeah, because desert roses are native to Madagascar, where it's very seasonal. They have rainy season and really dry seasons. I was watching a documentary. Madagascar is a really rainforesty side and a really like desert, like Mediterranean desert side, and that is where the desert rose thrives.
Oh, so half the year when it just needs to survive, it just goes dormant.
Yep.
Mm.
Even the baobab tree, you see those over there in Madagascar or wherever, and
Mhm.
they're like bare most of the year, but there's like 2 or 3 months where they have like leaves and fruit. It's really beautiful.
Wow, that's cool.
That's
All right,
so cool.
last question for this series today. And this one is something we've actually talked about before. So if either of you don't get it, I'm sort of going to be disappointed.
Oh,
Okay. But some fig trees don't need pollination to ripen fruit. In fact, Asian persimmons also don't need pollination to set fruit, I recently found out. But instead, the figs will swell and mature all on their own, even without seeds developing inside. What is this process called that allows this fruit to form without pollination? It
I'm
is
gonna
a
let. I
it
think
is
I
a
know it.
scientific potential. You can buy specific varieties of vegetables that are this type where you don't need bees
I
to pollinate them.
I know the word. I've said it before, but I'm gonna wait. It's a very unique trait that is very popular in the fig world.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it
I'm
yet.
not. I'm watching them filter. I want to filter in. I want to see.
So most of your figs you buy from the store are going to be self-pollinating, self-fertilizing.
This type, yes.
But there is a term for it.
And
Good
There is
job.
I think
Job, me
eventually
and T.
he nailed it. I always think of it like the Parthenon, but it is not. It is parthenocarpic, which is another
Absolutely.
fun word to say.
That's
You
a
guys
really
knew.
fun word to say.
You both knew it. I'm not disappointed.
Because the idea is that it's a self-ripening fruit. It's not necessarily self-fertile. And so if it has any seeds, it's not, those aren't fertile seeds, right? But it's a self-ripening, which makes it parthenocarpic. Um, Apparently there's some cool cucumber variety, that Merlin or something, that's really good. So you don't have to worry about pollination for it. You can still get ripe cucumbers. So
The guy at the State Fair of Texas, it's all indoor aquaponic. That's what they use. There's a Merlin.
Yeah.
oh, nice. And then
Because
also, what
people
about? I
closed
didn't know
off
that
the
about
thing.
Asian persimmons.
That's
That's good.
why some of them have seeds and some don't. So in other words, it can both pollinate and not pollinate and still form fruit. So the fruits that aren't pollinated are seedless, and the ones that are pollinated by other trees have seeds.
Very cool.
which is
I love
crazy because I got seeds for the first time on my Asian persimmon this year. And I was like, why? How did I get seeds this year, but not last year? And it's because my other Asian persimmons started flowering and they cross-pollinated.
Right. And well, I mean, you can get seeds, but it doesn't mean they're viable, right?
Yeah.
Are they and also like are they passed down from the parent, or are they like heterozygote like an apple?
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. Well, that was awesome. That was an awesome trivia. Y'all should have seen me and Dad last week. I did ChatGPT, and apparently there's a trick, and I guess you probably know it, Josh, to have ChatGPT make questions for you, but not put the answer to the question in the question. That happened so many times last week. There's a lot.
Thanks for playing. That was a fun round. I'd say everybody in the comments did pretty good.
That was great. That was
They got
fantastic.
most of them. So
yes, absolutely. Well, we're not going to stay on too much longer because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. But real quick, I mean, let's go through and we'll just like I love to do this Thanksgiving episode because it's a great time because we've all had a great year. It's been challenges, ups and downs, everything like that. But let's talk about what we're thankful for the most. In the garden. Maybe start with Phil.
I am so thankful that I live in the climate that I have to grow figs. I think being in the Northeast, I was always striving for a warmer climate, and now that I am in a place where like I can have a fig tree in the ground. Not to say you can't do it in containers. I think I grow all three. I grow in containers, I grow in the ground, and then I grow like on wheels. And so like it's just cool to have that space. And I should really say I'm really thankful that I can have a garden space. Not everybody has a garden space that is in their backyard or has a backyard. So I'm really, really grateful for that.
Same.
that's nice. That's a great one.
Mr. Josh.
I am particularly thankful this year for my new cat, who has been endless entertainment in all my videos. She will literally, I'll shoot a video not knowing she was behind me, and she'll be on a tree, jumping or running after something, or my dog, which has been really fun. But what I'm really thankful for about that is this year, for the first year, no pears fell prey to squirrels on my big pear tree. Whereas the year before she was there, half of the pears were taken. Now, she was too lazy to go after the apples and the squirrels in the apple tree because that was on the other side of the yard, but she protected those pears this year. And I'm still eating dried pears every single day from this huge bag of dehydrated pears that I've just been munching on. So I'm thankful for that this year. It's pretty cool to see her kill a bunch of stuff and bring it to me like a gift.
There you go. And your cat has an awesome name.
Fig, yes. And that was crowdsourced. Thanks, Destin. That was a good idea to let people name her. And it stuck. It's really Miss Fig. We call her Miss Fig. So, or Figgy. Or Figarella.
A little Miss Figgy.
Yeah. And I'm just going to put another plug in because it literally just happened this week. So, as you know, my wife and I trap, neuter, and release a lot of cats, and we help rehome a lot of cats. And this week, for the first time, we got a cat that had a broken leg. And it was the first time we took one in that was really, and we had to get it, we took it to the vet and they had to amputate the leg.
Oh.
But he is recovering. And so now Hopper is in the other room, and he is the cutest little cat you'll ever see.
Oh,
minus the back leg. And he's recovering well. So he's been saved from being in pain in the wild, and it's a heartfelt story.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, my friends had a 3-legged cat named Tippy. And I'm dead serious.
That might be the best damn name for a freaking 3-legged cat ever. Oh my god! No, that's so funny you said that because like, when I was first getting like into woodworking, they say don't build any 4-legged chairs or tables. If you make them 3-legged, they never wobble.
Is that true? Is that
Yes, yes,
true?
yes. Because if you
Yeah.
make if you make a 4-legged anything, dude, there's always going to be some kind of wobble. But if it's 3-legged, it doesn't wobble. So only do 3-legged tables and chairs.
All right, Destin, what are you thankful for in the garden this year?
Oh man, this year's just been a blessing. Just in general, seeing the industry from a different point of view has been fantastic. Taking a little bit of a step back on my own garden and focus on other people's gardens and getting out there and meeting new people. And then having you and Des join the podcast, man, it's been great. Me and
It's been
Phil,
awesome.
it was tough doing this on our own, man. And like having you and Des come on in, it's been a refreshing little boost that we've had on the podcast. So like thankful for you, thankful for Phil, thankful for Des. I think we're going to do things a little bit different going into 2026. 2026 is so weird. We talked about it. I think we're going to try to do like some breaks here and there, like in the middle of summer when it's hot, hot, hot. Maybe in January, coming up into like February for like seed starting season. I'll be starting seeds this weekend though. Let everybody know I'm starting pepper seeds this weekend.
Oh, can we
What?
jump in? Because I gotta say, I never got to circle back. I did my peppers, and my video is coming out where I'm overwintering my peppers. I got 9 pepper plants, and one of them is going into its 4th season.
That's badass, dude.
That's awesome.
It's like a
That's so
woody trunk on it. It's pretty rad.
Baby peppers, love it.
Yeah, the hotter the pepper, the earlier you want to start. So I still got quite a bit of habaneros going into like still producing. What's funny is the jalapenos have started cross pollinating with the habaneros, and so like the jalapenos are starting to get short and like kind of shrinky. It's weird. It's weird.
Jalapenos? Is that what you call them?
Jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
But yeah.
Jalapeneros.
But yeah, this year's been fantastic. This has been a great year. I'm so thankful for everybody in the chat. We really built a community. We have the Facebook group, that's got quite a few members now. And everybody that comes in and watches live and checks it out on Spotify and everything like that too. So thank y'all so much. The going forward, we have a show next Wednesday with the Plant Daddies. But after that, we're going to go to Tuesdays for the rest of the year because Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are both on Wednesday. So we're going to go Tuesdays. And then we'll have a guest the first week of January. And then we're going to probably take a break until like February. So just be on the lookout for that. Doesn't mean we won't be posting stuff. I think we're going to start using
We're
the Instagram.
interactive through the social media platforms.
Yeah, follow the Garden Party on Instagram. We're going to start posting to that a little more frequently with some clips and stuff. I enjoy doing that, just finding the time to get those clips made. But make sure y'all are following Gardening with Des, Josh Gardens, Uncle Josh Gardens, and then the plant taking. You got to change them all to the same thing, Josh.
I got to just decide. I can't decide. I don't know.
I like Uncle Josh. I like Uncle Josh. Or the Pussycat Gardener or something like that. Like, something Mr. Whiskers.
I don't know
Gardener.
about the latter. Where did that come from?
It depends on what you're going to order. If you're going to, you can be Uncle Josh Gardens if you're going to incorporate like your nieces and nephews. If you're going to do a lot of cat content, you got to do like the cat dad gardener or something. I love it.
I think we can think of something. ChatGPT can help with that.
Yes, it can. But thank y'all so much, guys. Follow Phil's Figs. Phil's is going to have figs ready.
Fig cuttings. You guys want fig cuttings? Check. It's probably December 20th, I think, is the date. I am this week. I'm sending out the email, and I'm just going to post on my Phil's Figs. Like it's going to say out of stock, but you're going to see what else I have to offer, fig wise. So
yeah, you do some pre-orders, man. Like some might be even better.
I'll have to think about that because I have to like do my stats, right? And I'll go through all my varieties, and I go and like if anyone's wondering how I do this, I literally have a pen and pad, and I go out and I record looking at the health of the cuttings. And I do about a 50-50 split. 50% of my cuttings go to you guys and 50% go to me to make trees for whatever the case may be.
What you should do is record all the sales in a spreadsheet and do an infographic of which ones sell out first. You know how they do those where you like fast forward through the infographic and it shows the bars getting bigger and
Oh.
smaller. So you could see like what sells out first.
I already know.
I get into that stuff.
Yeah.
If I
Well,
had the same volume, it would be nice if I had the same volume of every variety.
True.
But I have to go
Yeah.
through and look at the market and see what it's all doing, what everyone's selling things for, and making it appropriate.
That's a lot.
Well, and I just want to say propagating. We'll probably all be doing propagation videos soon, so don't be on the lookout for that. But guys, thank y'all so much. Everybody in the chat, thank y'all for hanging out, and we will talk to y'all next week.
This is the garden party, and we want a garden party with you. We talk about the plants we grow and some things you might not know. The garden party.